Coming off of what we just discussed in dentistry, we wanted to touch on bits. Now, this is a topic that can go deep and go into the weeds. We will make another video where I take you guys into a barn and show you different types of bits so you can see exactly what we're discussing. And we'll also go over blinkers and other types of equipment in those types of videos so you can actually see what I'm saying. But I did want to touch on how changes in equipment can cause increases in performance or causes decreases in performance. So most horses, whether people understand it or not, train in metal bits. Typically what you will train in is a D-bit snaffle or a loose rein snaffle or a ring bit. Ring bit would be one of your harshest out of the three. And then you can get into cage bits and Australian bit, Australian ring bits, Houghton bits. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons. But those are your main ones that are most common on the racetrack is a loose rein snaffle and a D-bit snaffle. Basically, when these horses train, and I wanted to touch on how just the change of a metal bit to a bit that has rubber over it can make a big change in performance.
Depending on the horse.
Depending on the horse. So everything in racehorse training, and this is where there's no blanket, one size fits all. Each horse is so individual. You have to understand what that horse wants, and your job as the trainer is to figure out how to give it to him. So I wanted to claim a horse in Saratoga, a horse called Madris. Madris was a horse that ran for 20,000 one day. He won that race. When he went back in for 35,000, we claimed him for a client. Madris was known as a very smart, intelligent, and difficult horse. He would blow turns when he would be training in the morning. He'd run off with riders. He was always up to something. And I felt he kind of had a little anger in his system that he had to get out in different ways. And I noticed in the morning that he would grind on the bit. And you just hear this teeth on metal grinding. I said, well, that's kind of interesting. I wonder if we put rubber on this bit, if this horse will relax a little bit and use it as a pacifier and chew on it and take out his aggression on the bridle versus the guy on his back. So we did. And the rider was terrified the day that I said we're putting a rubber bit on this horse because he said, I can barely even hold him with the bridle that we have on him and I have no control with what we're doing right now. I said, look, I think he'll relax. So we put the rubber bit on, horse chewed on the bridle, kind of took out his anger on that bit, and then actually kind of enjoyed it. And he would relax in the morning and he would let you work with him and he was much more cooperative. And then as he became more cooperative, you could collect him better in a collected gallop, which helped him train better. Case in point, the horse won right off the claim for 35,000. The day we claimed him for 35, he ran fourth. We moved him up to a first level allowance and he won, I think at odds of like 35-1. So small change, rubber over a metal bit, moved that horse forward.